Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Welcome,
y'all.
Girls Night In. We
Woo!
got some guests today. We got the lovely Julie
Aw, thank you.
and sweet Rhonda,
Yes.
and then we got Nadine,
Hi.
Hey, Nadine.
Faye,
Hello.
and of course the beautiful Angie.
Thank you, my darling. Hi, everybody.
Hello,
How y'all
hello.
doing? Wow, we all got quiet for a second. We were just
Oh,
chatty
no,
as
I
we
just,
could be in the green room there,
I
wasn't we?
was just looking at Doorknob Head's comments. I love Doorknob Head.
Doorknob Head is here.
He
Yay.
says,
Yay!
wow,
Hey
full house.
guys.
And
no, I just,
Siri thinks I'm talking to her, so I'll wait till Siri gets off of my phone to finish reading that comment.
I hate when that
Oh,
happens.
full house, and we all win.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So thank you, Doorknob Head.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I,
this is
I,
Shadow Kitty calling us the All-Star Cast.
All stuff. Hey, now.
Yay.
Get
right on.
Kitty.
Kitty.
G'day.
I wanted to shout
Hi,
something
Dave.
out, and I should have asked Linda back when we were talking about other things. Is it cool if I mention a charity that's focusing on people who work in restaurants and stuff who are out of work right now because of quarantining and the
Of
pandemic?
course.
Yes.
Linda specifically. Okay, great. Sorry, I
Yeah.
should have checked with you first. I apologize. Okay, so guys, if you can, I know times are hard for everybody and for a lot of us, but I just got paid. It's my rent check month. This is the rent check, the check that rent comes out of. So I only was able to kick in $25. But if you can go to modestneeds.org and just throw them some spare cash if you have any. They are prioritizing all of their donations right now for hourly workers, like folks who work in the service industries, who have lost their jobs because their restaurants or their stores are closed down due to COVID-19. And these people they need to pay their rent, they need to pay their electric bill. That's why it's called modestneeds.org. It's not a ton of money going to a big thing. It's like they give it to people who need it after they vet the applications and all that good stuff. It's an excellent charity. So that's modestneeds.org. And just if you can, all donations right now are being matched. If they hit a $50,000 goal, that 50 grand will be matched entirely. So please go check them out at modestneeds.org. Okay, I'm PSA over. The more you know.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to pop a link out there for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yay. Hey, people, there's technology that I
Paste.
never think to use.
Hello,
Yay.
Lucy.
There you go. Hi, Lucy.
I want to find the chat.
Hi, Lucy. Lucy.
I'm going to look weird for a second. Sorry.
We all have our moments.
Hey,
You know?
Dave.
Oh, we do. We so do. I have a lot. Dagnabbit. It was right here. Oh, here it is. Duh.
All right. There's the link. Awesome.
Oh.
So, how's everybody? Well, Faye, I know you've been sick. You feeling any better?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Still have a fever.
Ugh,
No, I'm sorry.
that's
Oh, it's
offensive. I
fine.
don't tolerate that. No, I'm just
Yeah, you have to fix that like yesterday.
Mhm.
I'm drinking lots and lots of water so my guts don't hurt.
Do you need some
That's good.
ibuprofen?
I've taken some.
Hmm.
It just doesn't seem to help.
That's really not
I
good.
go from like just being too warm or having the sweats and having a fever to just having a regular fever.
Sounds like menopause to me. That happens to me every
Oh
day.
no,
when
I
get
went through
fever.
that like 15 years ago. It's definitely not the hot flashes.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay, so what happened?
can't wait.
Lucy and Dave had a issue. What's going on? We have to apologize for someone else's butt. What? I'm sorry. I'm watching the chat. That's my job. So
I only had hot flushes for like 6 months too.
Oh,
But
wow.
I also had like the easiest periods and never had cramps. And
Faye, don't
I
make me
knew I
hate you.
was gonna make Nadine growl.
I
I never went through the
endometriosis
7
and
days.
everything goes with it.
I never went through 7 days of hell. I only went through 3 and blah blah blah.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Look, Faye, I
Regular
love and
as a
respect you.
timepiece.
Please stop.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Menopause was like,
Let's talk about the migraine I get every calendar month, and I can tell you within 2 days of when it's going to hit, and I'm going to be vomiting over it. Like, let's talk about that.
migraines I suffer from.
Oh,
Migraines
okay.
is something,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
but
Fair.
not.
I get their, yeah. I
Mine are
get them.
connected to my reproductive cycle. Mine are just here.
Yeah, I know. I do get them for other reasons, as I've got other triggers as well. But that one I can always count on.
Yep.
I get one a month, no matter what.
Well, I spent all of my 30s. Well, no, I had my first surgery when I was in my 20s. And then I spent all of my 30s for those few days a month balled up on the couch, not able to move.
Oh,
just float.
My
God.
my last time round before I got an ablation done, it was guaranteed 1 week heavy cramps, hit the floor, walking along, and then all of a sudden hit the floor.
mm.
Last time it was 16 in a year.
Ugh.
Damn.
I'm like, that's enough. I'm too old for this shit. I don't want children anyway. Fix it, fix
Take
it, fix
it.
it.
Take
And
it.
I was begging for a hysterectomy since it started when I was 15. So,
Mhm.
they wouldn't. You might want children.
Well, actually, you needed the estrogen.
I
And
can,
the estrogen is nice, but
yeah,
it can-
but I wouldn't have cared. Mom's been on estrogen almost my whole life,
Mm.
so I wouldn't have cared. Wouldn't have bothered me.
if they had if they can leave in, tell me if I'm right about this, please, Rhonda. If they don't need to take your ovaries, your body does continue to produce a certain amount of estrogen.
Yes,
is that right?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So unless you have to have a radical hysterectomy, you're okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, back in the day, they took everything. They didn't give you the choice. Now, these days, you have choices.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they say that if you have a hysterectomy and they leave your cervix and ovaries, you still have the potential for great orgasms. So
Oh, that's nice.
definitely the
I'm a
cervix
fan of those.
is difference in that. So
I'm still twitching over phase. No bad
no
period.
difficulty.
Yeah, I'm just like.
I love you, Faye. I'm sorry I was jealous.
That's okay.
I won't
was very
apologize
jealous.
for being
I
jealous.
think she's kind of used to that reaction too, because most of us have gone through hell with that shit. So
Oh,
yeah.
I used to get sent home from work. Like I wouldn't ask to go home. My boss would take, I'd worked at this particular restaurant all through college and into grad school, and I'd walk in some days and he was like, go fuck them. Thanks. I can already tell you're gonna have a bad night. You're gonna be in the fetal position on the dish room floor. Don't just go. And I was like, okay, thank you, love you, bye. And I leave.
Doorknob Head has easy periods, he says.
Oh, good for him.
Excellent.
Good for him.
That's awesome.
He just puts that pen on the paper.
Yeah.
Dot. I'm sorry. I love a good grammar joke. I was an English teacher for 15 years. That's amazing. I'm so happy
I was
right
an
now.
English major.
Oh, me too.
Awesome.
Well, I guess that's obvious. Yeah, but yeah. Yay.
Yay.
And I
Yeah.
still love me some Chaucer.
Oh, gosh, me too. Oh, I love Chaucer. I love the Canterbury Tales. Okay, well,
Yep. Body.
we got to nerd out. on that sometime together. That would be
Yes,
lovely.
please.
I love
Body,
American.
body. Come on, it's
I
folk
love
faith. We love
American
it.
literature, especially, say, the likes of Olive Ann Burns. To Kill a Mockingbird was my favorite novel. Actually, that's
Always
my
good.
favorite novel. So anything related to the America, and then the American South, even more specifically.
I have a confession.
Sure.
Do it.
I hate 99.9% of all American authors.
Ah. I do
Well,
not.
that's
But,
H.
There's 3 of them I want to punch in the fucking throat.
Oh, geez.
H.
Henry David Thoreau.
Thoreau.
Hate him.
Incoming
you hate
favorite.
Thoreau?
Walt Whitman can go suck a bag of dicks.
No,
And
y'all.
Emily Dickinson, oh my
Oh, don't
god,
say it.
I'd
Don't say it.
rather
Don't.
douche with broken glass.
Oh, hey, and we were bonding so hard for a
I
minute.
know, they're the 3 of my most hated.
How is it that we bond over middle freaking English, and yet we can't
I
bond
know,
over?
right?
I mean, not even.
I
Oh,
gotta
that
love
last
me
Give
one.
me
some-
the
hurt.
transcendentalist any day.
I mean, I can
Transcendentalist.
look. I can understand Henry David Thoreau, but I love him. I can understand.
He's an
Maybe understand
idiot.
Walt Whitman, but I love him. But Emily Dickinson, really?
Emily
Serious?
Dickinson. Oh,
Let
She
me
was
throw out
amazing.
there Louisa May Alcott.
I love Louisa May Alcott, but
Me
like
too.
because I could not
Yeah.
stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. How do you not love that poem? Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. It's okay. We don't have to like all the same things.
No, they all have one good work that stands out
Mhm.
because every bad band also can have one hit. It's called a one-hit wonder.
I would not call Walt Whitman a one-hit one. Oh, well, Leaves of Grass is the one I can name. So I don't know. Maybe.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Lisa Grass.
Maybe. I like it though.
I like
Barbaric, y'all.
certain lines. If you take the lines out, like 1 or 2 lines, you're like, it's like cherry picking the Bible. You find a few lines that work, and you're just like, oh, okay, yeah. And
Well,
then
you
you
can-
read on, and you're just like, punch you in the throat, punch you in the throat. You only tried for this line, but you gave up these lines, and then this. No, it's not. It needs to be perfection. It's not. I love Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, I do
He
too.
invented the detective story. And his poetry.
It's surreal.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
You can see how he
And-
connected
And the
to the surrealist
tabulation
painters.
of the bells, 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 bells. It's like,
I know,
Sorry.
and of course, Mask of the Red Death.
No, Mask of the Red. I've been thinking about that story so much
I
this
did a
last week.
paper on it. We need
Oh.
to talk.
Glorious. Yeah, we do. Okay, I'm glad we found
I
one that
did a
we
paper
connect.
on Eudora Welty.
But
Actually,
like,
I'm gonna show you my Raven tattoo right here.
99.9% of the quote unquote literature
go.
and Hemingway. Ew, I hate Hemingway. His short stories are
Okay, I
sublime,
agree.
but his novels,
Yes.
it's like he
Yes.
takes 300 pages to describe an itch.
Yeah, I agree. No, I completely agree. His short stories are sublime. And then
I'm
you
afraid to
go
tell
and
you.
try to read A Farewell to Arms, and you're like, what is this misogynistic bullshit that I'm reading right now?
I
And
did
it-
like Old
Yeah.
Man in the Sea, though.
Mm-mm.
I do have a Thoreau
Didn't
quote
love
on
it.
my bathroom door.
I do like a quote from him. He said, there's nothing at all to writing. All you have to do is sit at a typewriter and bleed. And I liked that. I like that quote, but it's a little pretentious, but I also kind of feel it.
I love O. Henry.
I have not read enough O. Henry. What I have read, I've liked.
Henry.
Oh,
Henry.
come on, O. Henry.
I might be thinking about a different thing.
You're thinking about a chocolate bar. I'm talking about a writer.
No, I'm actually thinking about my old masseuse.
Do you know
O.
what word
Henry was your
seduced me? The word
My-
that seduced me into loving O. Henry was The Last Leaf.
my masseuse was named Henry, and Henry he was. Oh yeah.
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow 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 meow. Yeah.
Hey, Linda, turn us on to some authors.
From, yeah.
Yeah, from your parts over yonder. that hopefully are translated into English because that's the only language I can read.
Well, I can only think of 2, actually, I guess.
Oh, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh, I forget exactly. Yeah, where was he from? I know it's somewhere
No,
like
that's
Scandinavia,
no,
but
that's not Denmark.
Oh,
no. But that's a great series of books, though.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
What are
so
the two
we've
you could
got
think of, Linda?
we've got Hans Christian Andersen.
Oh, of course. Oh, the Little
Yeah.
Mermaid. Duh.
Love
And
Okay.
him.
then we've
Absolutely
got
love him.
Then we got is he called that in Kierkegaard? I don't know.
I don't know how
That's
to say
okay.
the name right. Is Peter Hoeg?
It's like HOEG with
Yes.
does it have an umlaut over the O? Or am I thinking of something else?
I think so. I can't say it right though.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it correctly either. This is me looking at Linda, hoping she'll teach us how to pronounce Hogue correctly.
I
I'll
think he
have
wrote
to
something like Sense of
see it
Snow.
in writing.
Oh, okay, that's fair. All right.
But he was good.
Yeah,
I don't know where Patrick Susskind's from, but he wrote Perfume.
that one I don't know that one.
I think it's The Story of a Murderer.
Ooh.
It's unbelievably good. And there's one line towards the end that you read like 40 times because you can't believe that's what he wrote.
Oh, I love that.
You know, it's like, what?
Yeah, I'm so intrigued now.
What? What?
Ah.
You get to that line and if you're sitting, you stand up. If you're standing, you sit down. You just, your jaw hits the desk and you're like, what? No. What? No. No. You just can't help it. You just, and there's this one part where he's almost a spider. Like, basically, it's a story of a guy who is born without a sense of, like, he has no scent. So he
like
is
he doesn't stink or he can't smell.
No, he has a wonderful sense of smell, but he has no scent. So everything from the birthing, the mother rejects him and she dies, and it's almost like you feel like he's cursed because all these things happen to anyone who's kind to him.
Oh.
And he's
because
rejected.
he doesn't have a smell.
And humans, and of course this is like the Middle Ages, so people
Right.
are just like stinky. But he's not.
Oh.
So he really stands out, but nobody can quite figure out why. And no matter where he works, his sense of smell kind of helps him, but you just get this idea that he's just otherly and creature and almost, is he like a gift from God or is he the devil and all this creepiness, and then he's an insect and a tick and a spider, and then you get to this one line and you're ready for anything at this point. You're ready for anything. No, you're not. You get to the line. Your world is just, you're torn into like pieces emotionally.
Okay. I need you to repeat the title of this book and the author for me now, please.
Patrick Susskind.
Patrick Susskind. Okay.
And the book is Perfume, subtitle Story of a Murderer.
So is Peter Hoeg pronounced Hoog or Hoog?
That sounded the same to me.
Yeah.
Which one, Linda?
I don't know.
Yeah, it sounded kind of. They sounded similar, but
I know he's kind of
you're
like
right.
modern-ish because he's like the only one who might be still alive. I don't know.
He is. I just googled him.
Feeling for Snow. That's right, Doorknob Head.
Feeling for Snow. I have heard of that.
Miss Amelia's Feeling for Snow.
Miss Miller's Feeling for Snow, yeah.
So, like, that's lovely. That piece is lovely, but he's too smart. Like, he's like trying to read the 7 Pillars of Wisdom,
Mhm.
and you really need to um if you're stupid, you can't read that book.
Fair.
Like if you're anywhere near stupid. Even
But-
if you're above average, you might not be able to read that book because it's just so tedious.
Oh,
It's
Okay,
like a
put me in-
combination of like stereo instructions that tries to be literature.
Okay, well, that
Why
sounds
were
like
you-
anything by C.S. Lewis. I remember at 15 trying to read Mere Christianity, and I had to get the freaking dictionary for every other word because he used so much language that we just don't use here.
well, and not even that, but he was a dry writer. Like the
Mhm.
reason people remember Chronicles of Narnia is because it's actually a bit fanciful, and he takes it. He was writing it for children, and so it's kind of cool that way. But still, I like the adaptations better, which is not something I normally say. I almost never say. I mean, I'm one of the people who's like the book was better.
I
Yeah.
think the book had appeal because it was so dry.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
it leaves the reader trying to insert things. Like when I watch an anime and I know that a parent is going to go watch a basketball game and it takes 8 episodes for that to happen,
Ugh.
and then she doesn't even go in to watch. It's like, oh, you yearn. You're just like, I want emotional impact here. Oh, give that to me. And C.S. Lewis never gives it to you.
No, that's actually probably an excellent description of C.S. Lewis. Bless his heart. Okay.
I'm an ass though when it comes to literature.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm starting to feel like I'm talking too much and other people aren't getting to talk.
Same. I'm gonna be quiet now. Although I have to say we have to talk about D.H. Lawrence and what a fucking idiot he was. But go on.
I need to bone up for that conversation. It's been a long time since D.H.
Sons,
Lawrence was in my
Sons
life.
and Mothers.
Oh, Sons of Love.
You know the scene where
Okay.
he jumps in and kisses his dead mother on the lips?
Yeah, okay.
He actually did that in real life with his own mother's corpse. He
Okay,
had a
now
thing for her.
I can tell you if you've ever been to a funeral in the South, that is not that does happen. But
Making out with your
usually,
dead mother's corpse?
no, not making out. No. But
Okay.
a lot of people will lean down and do like a very brief kiss on the forehead because it's like kissing the person goodbye, and it's like the last time you can do that.
Oh,
But
I've kissed a corpse on the cheek.
it's
I've kissed a
yeah.
corpse on the forehead. But this, read the book. Oh, that's all I have to say.
I don't know if I want
He
to
wanted
now.
to fuck his mother.
Full on edible. Okay, got it.
Oh, Lordy. That ain't no bueno.
And we hit Oedipus Rex already. All right, moving on.
So back to O. Henry. O. Henry, how hot was he?
Oh, very
Right?
lean, like a lean muscular. Bike rider, lean muscular kind of guy.
Swimmer
know,
body.
Yeah, like
Powerful.
nice wavy hair and long, little over shoulder length hair and kind of hippie.
Describe the hands. Come on.
Well, I don't know. I didn't get to see them much, but they were wonderful in my back. And he get right down there on me, be like, yeah.
That sounds hot.
Like it was only deep tissue massages, and they were wonderful. I bruised.
Mm.
You're not supposed to.
No,
Yeah, you're not
but
supposed to bruise.
it was a particularly awful knot that he worked out. I've only gotten it back a few times since then, but it was a persistent knot that was in my shoulder from the stress and whatever, and it bruised up because he worked it so hard. I'm like, don't worry about it, just get it out, get rid of it.
Oh,
It got rid of it. So
well,
Well,
know,
there you go.
I've got it back again now, but it's not so
I hope
bad.
you got it back.
Yeah. it.
But
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
What are
I'm
you drinking,
chilling.
Linda?
It took a while for it to come back with this kind of view,
Uh-huh.
Who cannot relax with this kind of view going on?
Right?
That is
It looks like fruit punch, Linda. What is it?
it's
Or
Bacardi
Bacardi
okay.
Breezers.
Oh, those are good.
Sprinklers.
Yeah, I like
Those are really good.
I like those too. They're pretty yummy.
At two left. Two left.
Woohoo.
nice.
Uh,
So-
pineapple and lemon elderflower.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Okay.
I like lemon anything though.
Just finished the strawberry.
Nice.
And
like the strawberry.
Had a lime.
Hey, there you go, Faye.
I never had a professional massage by anyone other than a very large woman. She was great. She'd get her whole, center of gravity going there and be like, oh,
Yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff.
I only
Oh,
ever had
and
one, and I was a little embarrassed by some of the noises I made, and then I tried to just be quiet. It felt really good, and I moped.
I about thought
I'm
was weird.
licensed
Someone
in
touched
New
my leg.
Jersey.
That's cool.
I'm licensed in New Jersey.
Mhm.
Hey,
I took a course in medical massage.
nice.
I love you. I still wouldn't let you touch my legs. Like, don't touch the legs. I'm good.
No, you would only get compression on your legs.
I would be bouncing around on the table. And my legs are so froggy.
I'm not. I don't really know what you mean, but you don't have to explain further if you don't want to.
Pressure sensitive, I guess. Is
Oh, okay.
word.
So you don't want. Yeah. Okay. I got you.
If
That's
anything
like
more
what-
than what I do to myself is painful. Or
Oh.
at
And
least
it sounds like what
froggy.
you need
You know
the
how, like, when
most is
somebody would
assisted
froggy with their
stretching.
knuckle and make your lip muscle jump, and yeah, that's what I call froggy. Makes my legs
That's
go.
why you need compression.
I don't know what that is.
Purposeful squeezing,
Okay.
not rubbing, not grinding heel of hand in or stroking or anything like that. You just need compression.
Well, if you get
Compression
anywhere
and
near a
assisted
bone, yeah, it's bad.
compression and assisted stretching sounds like that would do you the best.
Yeah, probably. Sounds better than being smushed.
I had a friend whose
like-
husband was a mechanic and he screwed himself up at work, right?
Yeah.
So she calls me up and she goes, "We're in trouble. John can't stand up." So I go over, I bring my table, and I'm like, "Hey," he's like, "I've never had a massage before. This is not gonna work." He's like, I was like, I'm not gonna do anything that feels good, and you're probably going to scream. So let's get this done. And I did the assisted stretching and the compression and a couple other things. It's like he's like, "I hate you," and I'm like, work with me." And he got off my table and he stood up and he went, "Oh my God, I'm fixed." I said, "No, now you need to take a hot shower. Go take a hot shower and some anti-inflammatories."
Yeah.
I kind of stretched out your tissues so they weren't locked up, but you're not fixed. You're
Yeah.
still injured, asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't make it worse.
It's
Yeah,
just
you gotta-
what I tell you.
You gotta
now.
drink a lot of water and a
Mhm.
lot of ibuprofen. Well,
It's
not a
just
lot,
like,
but
go and do that. I just unlocked you. It doesn't mean that you're not fucked up. Go.
My problem is the leg's already hurt, and any kind of pressure or contact is just like, no. So I don't know.
Yeah, you sound like my mom, and I've worked on her. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just saying I
No, I
believe
know
in
you believe.
myself.
I think we already had this conversation one time.
Yep, compression and
Not-
stretching.
Not taking my leg.
Compression and stretching. That's all you need.
The doorknob head says, "Say no more. Do it. Do it. Stop teasing me."
Hi, doorknob head.
This is why my sister tried to sell me.
Oh,
Oh.
what? Your sister? Okay, so I need to hear this. I'm sorry. Your sister tried to sell you, which is weird. To whom? For what? For how much?
Beetle bracelets.
Oh.
To anyone who would want to breed with me, even though I don't want to breed, because she wanted to have a serial killer lookalike, and I was like, no, it's child murderer.
I'm so confused right now.
I am too.
I need more
You lost me.
You got to flesh this out.
When I was
this
little,
felony that your sister attempted to commit when I hope you were children.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Hang on.
No.
In that case, has the statute of limitations gone by? Did you press charges? Like, do we need to not have this conversation online? Is where I'm going with it.
No. She was only 90% ready to sell me.
She was only 90% ready.
Apparently, when I was a child, I looked a lot like another child who had killed another child, and quite famous.
Oh no,
I looked like Mary Bell.
Mary Bell. I was going to ask you if it was Mary Bell. Oh
I
my
looked
God.
just like Mary Bell when we were kids. So,
she is so creepy.
I know, but I don't look like her anymore, so that's good. But she's not in prison anymore. So
no, she's out, and they changed her name, so she has anonymity. She had a messed up. I mean, she had an incredibly abusive and very bad home life, and I'm not saying that excuses what she did, but she was like 7 and she murdered or maybe 6 when she says Faye, help me out. 6 or 7?
She was like maybe 6 to 8 when she murdered a 3-year-old.
Yeah, and she murdered a 3-year-old little boy
with her friend. Yeah,
with her friend. Yes, and carved the initial M into him.
Yeah,
into his arm.
Into his corpse.
Mm-hmm.
No, I thought it was his stomach.
Oh, well, it was something. Sorry, it was somewhere.
Yeah.
I just heard.
Stomach.
Is his stomach? Okay.
Yeah, it was his stomach.
And what was so shocking was that she was this tiny little girl, and everybody was like, but luckily they, she went into juvie until she was, I think, in her 20s or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they let her out, and she's been fine. I think she has a family now, but I don't know. But she changed. They changed her name because she couldn't. I mean, she couldn't even go back to the town she was from because everybody knew her.
The other little girl though didn't really get punished, but she and Mary were playing murderers. They didn't even say murder normally. They said moida. Like the American films.
Yeah, like American
it's
film
gangsters. Yeah, it's a moida.
I think they were so young. I don't know that they really understood fully what they did because your emotional range grows as we grow, and there's some things like I love my first nephew passed away when I was 10, and I didn't really process the full loss of that until I was in my late teens. Because I didn't have, I mean, I knew I was sad. I knew I was supposed to be sad, rather. And I knew everyone around me was sad. And I was upset. But I wasn't I didn't really understand it. And when you look at how kids grieve, they tend to, instead of crying or being sad or going through the kind of grieving process that adults go through, they'll usually act out. Yeah. Sometimes even a little violently, they'll throw stuff or something like that.
Mary was going around going to the victim's family and being like, "So are you sad?" It's
Yeah,
a
that was creepy.
nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. He was no, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying I think there are reasons.
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
my sister was very
But it is
interested in
horrific.
making lookalikes. I'm like, breeding is not cloning.
So thank you.
There are people who don't have a natural empathy too.
There are
They all
sociopaths.
start out as children, so
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to sometimes think about that too. We
Yes,
have that
ma'am.
issue
That
around
is
here.
absolutely right. Yeah,
Yeah.
she may not be okay. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer was a baby in his mother's arms once. So, anywho, so that took a disturbing turn. I'm
That
sorry.
did, didn't it? Sometimes it does, doesn't it?
Nadine is my true crime. We will send links to each other.
Buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to join the club.
Oh, well,
I love true crimes. So.
I can give you a
Me
podcast
too.
right now. That's amazing.
Oh,
but
I listened to a couple of them.
yeah, I listened to My Favorite Murder. That's my favorite one.
We've got a Danish true crime podcast. Actually.
Oh, yes.
Really?
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I binge watch stuff about murder and whatever else I can. Serial killers and mass murders and just plain old regular.
Yeah.
Has anyone heard the podcast Minds of Madness?
No, but that sounds fascinating.
That sounds familiar.
It does sound
It's-
fascinating.
it's
Sounds kind of like
good.
that. Sounds kind of like the time I tried to read Sylvia Plath and I just couldn't.
Oh, I
just
could.
couldn't. Oh,
Way
I
too
love Sylvia Plath.
I just couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
It's okay.
It made my brain hurt.
I get it, and it was.
It probably made her brain hurt. That poor woman.
I know.
She went through so much, and they didn't know how to treat. They did not know how to treat depression back then. And,
Yeah, well, considering who she was married to, I think I'd be depressed too.
Fair, but I mean, it started way before that for her. Like she was, she was as a very, very young girl had a lot of, I mean, now we would recognize it as this is someone who has clinical depression and who had it from at least adolescence up.
Right, add postpartum depression and that husband.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, also very fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah, postpartum depression. One of the reasons I decided not to have children. I love everybody who has. Thank you. I'm glad I'm here. My mom's awesome, but I no, thank you. Not. It would not have been good. I'll just put it that way.
Me neither.
Yeah, and I'd have to go off on my meds for at least a year, and then I would. I don't know what would happen, but it would be bad. So.
Yeah, if you don't want kids, don't have kids, because as a child of a mom who didn't really want kids, don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that here. Yeah. Yeah. I think that kind of self-awareness is very important.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was from the generation where it didn't matter if you wanted to or not. That's what you did.
That's what you did. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. My mom wanted kids, and she's great with babies and small children, but she had more than she could, and in such quick succession. Because at one point she had 3 in diapers at the same time.
Oh,
because she had my oldest brother was 3 when the twins were born, and he'd just been potty trained. And then when she brought home the new babies, he regressed, which happens a lot when you've got a smaller, And so she just, she lost it for a bit, and it's nothing against her. It's not her fault. She didn't, it's just, it was too much.
Yeah, I thought they were done after me, and then my little brother showed up 5 years later.
Yeah, I did that 8.5 years later, but yeah, I did that. I was like, well, what did you expect? You're Catholic. You weren't, whatever.
I think mom was a nurse.
Have you ever heard of the sweetheart murders?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I think.
I know the best friend of the girl who was killed.
Oh, dude.
Oh, I'm so sad. Sorry.
And it took 30 years for them to get him.
Oh gosh. I am so sorry.
Wow.
Yep, I know her. I know the best friend of the girl who died.
How?
And she's so messed up.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I guess you would be, wouldn't you? I mean,
Oh, heck yeah.
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 Oh,
Like,
Lord.
whenever she calls and says, I want, she called me like a few, I don't know, undetermined like the time ago and said, I want this book written by, his best friend, because he wrote a book about it and also like helped the investigation.
Oh, cool.
And she's like, I want his book. And I went, okay. And I found it and I got it for her. And
Oh.
she's like, will you watch the the crime show about it with me? And I went, are you sure you want to watch that?
Yeah, that's heavy.
And she's like, yeah. And her apartment is filled with their pictures.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Like
Freaking.
them as kids on the beach and them, just she and her friend just growing up together. And it's like, oh, this is painful.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine. I'm thinking of all of my childhood friends that I'm still in contact with right now, and if anything like that had happened to any of them, I would just be wrecked. I can't. Mm-mm. And that's why I get a little obsessed with all the morbid stuff, is because it's almost like I'm like, well, this could happen. So I want to know about it. It's not that I don't enjoy. It's not like I get a sense of schadenfreude from like horrible things happening to people. It's more like I want to know the horrible things so maybe we can understand why they happen and maybe know how to protect ourselves and stuff like that. Kind of limit the risk as much as possible.
I'm
especially
obsessed
as women.
with the police work.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
I'm obsessed with the police work. What's her
Oh,
name?
no.
The one
Are you
who
out?
wrote the book about the Golden State Killer.
Oh, she's
Who
amazing.
died?
Oh, sugar. Yeah. I'm not going to refer to her as so and so's wife. I'm not going to do it. She had her own name. What
I
is
know.
it?
I can't think of her name either, but she was absolutely incredible. And I have that book on audio, and someone else, of course, reads it, and they did such a good job.
That book. She was at
On
least
it.
according. Yeah, she was on it. Like the FBI, the special agent who had worked on the case for like 20 years, and then came out of retirement to like when they finally found the guy. And he was like, he talks about her in a couple of interviews, and he said that she was instrumental, like the fact that she was like a dog with a bone, that she wouldn't let it go. He said,
but the DA said she had nothing to do with catching the guy.
that is not true.
I know, but
and
the investigators give her credit.
Yeah,
but the
yeah,
DA won't even. She's like, well, it helped keep it in the public eye.
Oh my God, guys! Quick, somebody look up this woman's name before I lose my mind, because I can't say it because I can't remember it right now. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm sorry. Hang on. I'll be back as I'm here, but I mean, whatever.
I can't remember her name. I'm terrible with names.
I know, and I feel so guilty because I don't want to be that person. And the sad thing is, I know her husband's name because he's a comedian, and
Michelle.
I'm not getting there.
I'm looking it up too.
Yeah, thank you.
McNamara.
Oh, thank you, Michelle McNamara. Michelle McNamara was instrumental because she coined the term the Golden State Killer, because she said you can't call him like the other Night Stalker or whatever they were calling him, because she's like, people are going to get confused and they're not gonna understand that you're looking for a different guy with a different MO. So don't do that. So yeah, I mean, she was absolutely instrumental.
Well, he had a couple of different names, and a few
He
of them
did,
were absolutely awful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Michelle
not
McNamara.
and not that scary, because he was like baby faced and.
Ugh. Yeah, but he was he was horrible. Anyway, we don't have to go into the details, but really quickly, since I've got some whiskey here, I'm just going to say, let's raise a glass of juice or whatever to Michelle McNamara and the great work she did, the great writing she did, and to badass women everywhere.
Woohoo.
Coke Zero.
Yay. It's good stuff.
Coke Zero is good stuff.
Yep, Code Zero.
The last of my coffee. Awesome.
Hey, right on. Okay.
I don't have coffee made.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
That sounded so sad.
I know, right? It's like there, but apparently it sounds like I'm gone to the potty and peeing when my coffee maker's on and we're on air.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll know you're making coffee and that also you're sitting right there. So
Yeah.
I think it'd be okay.
It's quite loud, so.
Okay. Well, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Oh yeah, no, it's quite loud, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it.
For anyone who's curious, I put in the Wikipedia on the Golden State Killer.
Cool.
Little bastard. Hate him.
Yeah, me too.
So we
But hey, they caught him. It's good. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We got about 15 minutes left, and we wanted to talk a little bit about some changes we're planning on for Girls' Night. We have several folks who don't live here in the continental North American area, and it's really, really late for our friends over there. So what do y'all think about pre-show? And there's always an after show now on Linda's Discord. So Linda put the chat link in there for the Discord. So y'all want to, when we finish here, but
and Linda is very entertaining on that.
we're thinking about doing 2 shows on Saturday, an early show and a later show. So would y'all come watch twice if we had it twice on a Saturday?
I will definitely watch the early show in like later on. I'm in a morning D&D game with One Ring 42 and those folks. Called Atheist D&D at it streams, the Daily Atheist streams it for us, and we just hang out and play D&D on Roll20 at 11 a.m. my time, which is all kinds of different times for other people.
You and me are in the same time zone. We're both Central
Yay!
Time, so that's
cool. Yeah, it is.
I'm trying to accommodate some of our other ladies.
But like I know that
and Topic Thunder and anybody else I could think of, bring it up.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people who would pop in the morning because having your coffee, whatever, want to listen to some ladies chat.
It doesn't necessarily have to be night where you're at to enjoy Girls' Night. So
yeah.
Well, it's always night somewhere.
That's right.
There we go.
Always night somewhere, like Faye was saying.
But there's that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of stuck.
You stuck? What are you stuck?
I'm thinking about true crime.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You might have to put on a few shows. I love Women Who Kill.
Yeah.
I love the girl who does it, the lady who does it too. She's the FBI investigator.
I've heard of that one. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I will check it out.
I'm also fascinated by the family annihilator stories.
Yeah,
there is some deep narcissism going on there.
Oh, you don't. Oh, yeah, and usually some heavy religiosity.
Oh,
like there was that one really famous one who he was like, "I'll see them in heaven. It'll be fine. I'll tell them I'm sorry then." It's like, no, but dude, no, they're all gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. You'll be all gone when you get there.
Yeah.
Really? No, you won't get there.
And that's the other thing. Yeah, the fact that he murdered his mother, his children, and his wife, and he thinks he's going to heaven. It's like, really? Okay, so if your belief system is true, I don't know so much about that. I could be wrong. Maybe there is only one unforgivable sin, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would say killing your whole family is not exactly a good thing.
No, it's definitely not a one-way ticket upstairs, even if you believe upstairs exists, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but anyway, that's really frustrating. Okay, so sorry, you were saying.
Well, I'm wondering what Nadine's making.
Stuff and things.
Oh, cute.
Paw coasters.
Coasters, yeah.
Those are adorable.
And they look
I
like
like that.
so cute.
There's a Japanese channel that got suggested to me, and this video is one of them. Oh, you can't see that one. It's teal, or it's not teal, seafoam green.
Oh, pretty.
Or mint or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
and there's this one. And I was going to do yellow. I was just trying to pick the colors that were of the same size of balls that I'm like the same size of yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, I was just trying to do that. I'm like,
That
I
is
could
so
sit back and do that.
Oh, well, that's pretty fun. I've got a pattern that I downloaded for crocheted socks, which are going to be more like booties or something to keep your feet warm. So I guess I'll make those probably tonight or tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a pair of those that I wear over actual socks, and like it keeps your toes nice and toasty.
Really warm. Yep.
Yeah.
I made some that look really crazy. So
Nice.
I need to try again.
oh, so crazy in a bad way, not like cool crazy, but like okay, fair.
Well, my grandma tried to teach me how to crochet when I was young, so I learned how to make a chain from her, but I'm left-handed and I couldn't see what she was doing. All I could see was the hook going back and forth, and you take some yarn and you do this, and it really took me watching a YouTube video with good camera angles to figure out how it worked.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm relatively new at that, but
yeah, you need
my best friend tried
someone that
to
has a
teach me.
camera that kind of looks down from about here, so you're getting more of a view of what it would look like if it was in your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
like Nadine does.
That's what happens.
Yeah, because I learned how to learned how to knit from my one grandmother's left-handed and my other grandmother that's right-handed. So was kind of interesting trying to figure all that out, and I'm still get confused with knitting because
you learned from both of them.
Because I learned from both of them, and I'm not all that ambidextrous with some stuff. I can do some things. It doesn't matter which hand I do it with, but other things it's quite. I don't have that ambidextrous.
Well, y'all seen me put a catheter in right-handed the other day. I do not like doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I can, but I don't like it.
Yeah. It probably feels like the angle's wrong, and the you get that. This isn't quite right.
Yeah, but fortunately, it was a man, so there was only one way for it to go.
Yeah.
So poor guy.
All the guys in the chat go shrink.
I really admire you. I could not. Like, wow.
Well, y'all,
that's amazing.
I've got a blank channel, and I've really been thinking about what I want to talk about, and I really want to go on a rant about people and the general public and the government with the COVID-19.
Do it.
Do it.
So,
you're in a position to know so much more than most of us. Just because you're in it. You're in it.
Stuff from the news, but I took microbiology, and it's like, so, okay, the quick version. My friend asked me, I think we were talking about this in the pre-show, but since we've got a little bit of an audience, I'll repeat it. my friend asked me about the Congress people getting tested for the COVID-19. Have we, contacted them about testing themselves, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what for? I said, I think we need to test healthcare workers first.
Yeah.
I said, we're the ones going in and taking care of people who are already sick with various and sundry things. I mean, I could be a healthy vector for all I know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, so no. And she said, you have a good point. What could we do to support you in this? I said, number one, stop buying N95s. You don't know how to use them. And if you don't know how to use them and they don't have a proper fit, they're not doing you any good anyway. Number two, you don't need hand sanitizer if you're at home. Hand sanitizer is for people who need to be out and need to clean their hands when they're not at home or don't have a sink or whatever handy. I said, you don't need it. I said, at home, you need soap and water. And I said, the little wipey things that are so convenient. I said, at home, you have paper towels. You need vinegar, bleach, alcohol, and a little squirt bottle to make up whatever mixture of things that do not explode. And I'm not a chemist. So.
Good disclaimer.
Yeah, I'm not a chemist.
Don't mix bleach and the powdered cleanser you get. There's two common household cleaners. If you mix them, you get the chloride gas that kills you instantly. So don't do that.
So I mean,
and I failed chemistry in high school.
Bleach and water you can mix. Vinegar and water you can mix.
Yes, and vinegar is amazing.
Alcohol and water you can mix, although I'm not sure you want to.
Please use the white vinegar, not the yellow.
Yeah, white vinegar, absolutely. Yes, Faye is correct.
That is correct. Then those are the things you need at home, and paper towels. So.
And the white vinegar, y'all, kills such a high percentage of germs, and it is excellent for cleaning out cooking implements or wiping, or if you just want to wipe them out and then let it air dry, like because that's especially if it's something that you can't put, like if it's a I don't know, like I don't know about y'all, but like sometimes my crock pot sits around a little too long. Like I haven't cooked anything in it, but when I go to open it to use it, I'm like, I don't know how clean that is, and I'll go ahead and clean it again. Mm-hmm. But like you can use vinegar in any vinegar solution in anything that you're going to put food in, and you're not risking poisoning yourself.
Well, and I'll just tell you this, vinegar, I worked with a kid who was at home on a ventilator. And so we used to have to sterilize the reusable parts of the circuits. And so we actually used a half-strength vinegar solution to sterilize her things. And I mean, they had to be sterile because we couldn't afford anything to go down her trach into her respiratory system. So,
because ammonia and everything.
Good vinegar is at what it does.
Yeah. And let's not forget the other parts of vinegar. One, vinegar is great if you have, if you want to get rid of pee.
Yep.
Spray the item in white vinegar, put it out in the sun. It'll take care of that. If you have an ant problem, clean your house with vinegar. By the doors, in the crevices of along the walls, your counters,
where you see them coming
windows, because that breaks the scent trail. And they're like, huh? I mean, you can use it outside the house too. It won't hurt your plants. It blah blah blah. Very good. It's just lovely stuff.
The only thing to worry about is, and I only know this because of a restaurant I worked in that had a pasta maker machine that we had to use white vinegar to clean it every night because it didn't drain in such a way that it was safe to use any chemicals that could be poisonous to people. Anyway, so we use white vinegar, and you don't want to get your nose down in an enclosed area with a lot of vinegar because you can actually mess up your sense of smell to a degree because it's that strong.
Yep. and it's great. It's great if you're stuffed up, and great on chips too.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, you can eat it. But the yellow vinegar you use for like salads and fruit fly traps. Fruit fly traps are great with the yellow vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is great for that.
All right, ladies. Hey, love from Memphis to everybody. I love y'all. I got to bounce. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep, that brings us to our 1 hour mark, y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody, I don't know. I'm just so happy everybody was here. Doorknob Head, Shadow Kitty,
Yay!
Dave was here.
Yeah, sorry for my rants on true crime and books, but they were my thing.
Okay.
It's
That's what
awesome.
we do.
I think it's awesome.
Well, you and I have had some really interesting conversations about murder. So
Murder.
So next week we're on Nadine's channel. Yes.
I
Yes.
thought we were on yours, Angie. Because wasn't
You
I
did
2
it
weeks
last
ago?
week. I did it last week, didn't I?
It's
she did it last
We'll
week
figure it.
because
We'll figure it out.
you had
Yeah.
a funeral.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I had a funeral last week, so yeah. No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, it's probably my
Are we
turn
gonna
then.
do 2 shows?
No, yeah, no, it's fine. I'll do it. It's all good. I forgot that that's what I was doing last week was the funeral.
What about the
Yeah,
lurkers?
Spooky.
Spooky. Don't be larking. Speak
yeah,
up.
All right, participate.
Spooky.
okay. So Nadine's channel
Yep.
next week.
Yep. Next week's my
And
channel.
the early show is, what did we decide, guys? What, at noon? Was it
Well,
noon?
noon for
time?
you, 1 o'clock for
1 o'clock
me,
for Eastern.
2:30 for Nadine, and 7 p.m. for Linda.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be better for me if it was 6:30.
Okay, we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll have to
So we
figure that out.
Bump it back 30 minutes. So instead of
So
Well,
that
we'll
would
figure
be
that out when we're
12:30
offline.
for you.
Well, how
Okay.
about we'll figure that out when we're offline?
Okay.
Sure.
I was just trying to give them all a heads up, know when to come back, but we're good.
Oh yeah.
Bye,
So
everybody.
Next week,
bye,
look for us
everybody.
at some point.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
Yep.
coming.
Exactly.
Don't forget to go to Discord. Hang out with Linda and the
After
Looney Bin.
party.
Right, and remember, Hemingway is overrated.
Like and subscribe.
And read the book Perfume.